Hello, Year 2, and it is lovely to see you again. Today's lesson. I really enjoyed seeing your maps to Atlantis. So today, I thought it'd be really nice if we could write some instructions as to how you would get there. Because I think the maps are brilliant, but we might need that extra bit of information to get there correctly. So let me share my screen with you. Okay, so instructions to Atlantis. How did we get there? Okay, what do we use instructions for? I'd like you to have this discussion at home or at school, whoever you've got there, and talk about what you think we use instructions for. I've got some handy pictures here that might help you. So let's have a look. I wonder what that is. Okay, so pause the video now and talk about these pictures and talk about what you would use instructions for. Where do you see instructions in everyday life? So pause the video now and have that talk. Well done. There's lots and lots of different things that we use instructions for. For instance, telling us not to do things. That is an instruction. Do not touch this button. It's telling you not to do something. And you could use instructions in recipes or cookbooks. They tell you exactly what you need to do in clear instructions as to how you can make those dinners. And then instructions in class. When we write things out on the board or we tell you what to do, we are giving you instructions. And our final one here is like for our maps. You can use instructions to guide someone and tell someone where they need to go. So let's move on. Could you share your ideas with me on my poll? Just like we did in one of our lessons before half term, can you share your ideas with me? And I would really love to see them. So you need to either go to this website here or text this to this number, and then it should create a really lovely, colourful word cloud out of the ones that you have used. And if you share your ideas for what we can use instructions for in everyday life, it's a good idea if you just add one word when you put it in. So you can add one word, but you can do it multiple times, as many times as you like. But it's generally better if you only add one word, and then it will add to my word cloud, and I can't wait to see them. So go ahead and do that. Pause the video now and add your ideas to my poll. Fantastic, well done. I can't wait to see them. Okay, so what do we need to include in our instructions? So like we do in class, we need to work out our success criteria for making really good instructions. So like in every piece of writing that we do, we need to ensure that we are including our capital letters at the start of, what is it at the start of? I wonder if you can tell me. Yes, at the start of every sentence. So we need our capital letters at the start of the sentence. We need our punctuation. So it could just be a full stop, or if it's a really exciting sentence and you really want to shout about it, you can add your she, ha, your exclamation mark, or you can add a question mark if it is a question. She, ha, your question mark. So remember your punctuation and check your spelling. Try and make sure that your spelling is correct. And I really want to see some good letter formation. And they are all the things that we use in class all the time. So I'm expecting to see all of that. And then there's some more specific ones that we need to add in when we're writing instructions. So here are our ones for instructions. These are the things we need to include for our instructions. So we've got the present tense. So we are writing for things that are happening now. We're not talking about things that happened last week or things that are happening tomorrow. We are talking about things that are happening now. And we need to be including those really amazing time words that you have been learning at school. And I will give you some examples of those in a minute. And then we are going to be using imperative verbs, and I will also go through those with you in a minute. But the important things that we need to include are clear descriptions. We need to make sure that our instructions are to the point and very clear, so that if someone was to read them, they would know exactly what they need to do. And we need to ensure that they are in the correct order. So as we are writing instructions to Atlantis, would we start at Atlantis? I think that one needs to come at the end. So we wouldn't put that one first. We would need to start in our starting position. Remember, I had that on my map before with our starting position in the submarine. And you need to tell everybody what is going to happen in the correct order. And then we need to ensure that you only have one instruction per line. So you've got your first instruction. I will show you an example in a minute. And then your second instruction. So make sure you've only got one instruction per line. And there's an extra challenge. Can you include adverbs in your instructions? But don't worry, we will go through that in a minute. So what are our time words? I think I've got some examples, but maybe you could talk to the person that you're with and see if you can remember any of the time words that we have been using at school. So tell somebody that you're with those time words. Pause the video now. Well done. Let's see if any of your examples come up. We have got next, after, later, finally, before, and first, second, and then. So I think at the start you could write first and then your instruction, and then for the second one you could write second or then, and for the last one you could write finally. And they are some really important time words that I want you to include in your instructions. And then we also need to include, as I had written on our success criteria, we need to be including imperative verbs. What was that I heard you say? What are imperative verbs? Let's find out. They are really bossy words and they tell you what you need to do. So they give you an order and they tell you what you need to do. Let's find an example. Swim. It sounds bossy, doesn't it? Swim. I would like you to get up and get a little bit active with this challenge. So these are our imperative verbs and I'd like you to act them out. So if you get up, or you can do it from sitting down, I'm going to do it sitting down. So let's have a go at acting out these imperative verbs. Swim. Swim as fast as you can. Get up and give it a go. Have a swim. Yes, we are swimming. Super. And the next one, dive. You ready to dive? Give it a go and dive. I'm going to do it side on. Let's have a go. Dive. Well done. I like your diving. And then float. That one's a tricky one to do. Let's bob along the surface and we are floating with our boat. We can pretend our hands are our boats and float along the surface. Well done, good job. Okay, what's the next one? Sail. So ready? Let's get our oars for our boats and we are sailing. We are sailing in the sea. What a beautiful day it is. Let's have a go sailing. Well done. Some lovely sailing, year 2. What else do we have? Splash. We're splashing around in the water. Imagine you're out at sea. How are you going to splash? Splash your hands around. Maybe you're splashing your feet. Well done. Paddle. How do you paddle? We're in the water and we're just paddling. Imagine you're in the water and you're trying to keep afloat. You're paddling your legs too. Just paddling in the water. Imagine maybe you're a dog. Doggy paddle like this. Well done. And then submerge. We're submerging. So we're going down. And we're going down again. And we're going down again. Well done. And the last one, navigate. That one's a tricky one. So we're navigating our way through our map like this. Well done. Lovely navigating. Okay, I think we're ready to move on. Fantastic. You can sit back down. So these are some really important imperative verbs that we should be using in our instructions. So you could use your time word. You could start with first. You could say first, swim to your submarine. And that is your first instruction. And then you could say, then dive down thousands of meters in your submarine. So that is how you should be using your time words and your imperative verbs. Okay, so this is our map that we created together yesterday. And when we did it yesterday, we had lots of noun phrases on here, but I have taken them away, and I think it would be really, really important for you to use your maps as a base for writing your instructions. So make sure that you have your map there with you on your page, above your page, so that you can see your map and remember exactly what you included on your map. So let's create some instructions together to give you an idea of what we need to do. So I'm just going to stop sharing my screen so you can see my whiteboard a bit bigger. So as you can see here, I have put my map there ready so that I know exactly what is going to happen in my instructions. Okay, so I wonder if anyone can remember what is that time word that we can use at the beginning? Oh yes, first. So I think we should put that on our first instruction. So we say first. First. What is the first thing on my map? Where do we start? Oh yes, we start with our shiny submarine. So first, climb aboard so there is our verb, climb aboard the, and you can use your noun phrases that you came up with yesterday. So climb aboard the shiny submarine. Super. So there is our time word, first, and our imperative verb, climb. And then we've got our noun phrase in there too, shiny submarine. So let's have a look. What other ones could we create? So there we have first, climb aboard the shiny submarine that we just did together on the whiteboard. And then what comes next? We can't use first again because that was for our first instruction. What other time word could we use? then. That's a good one. So look here, I have put my first instruction on that line, and then I've got another instruction here, so I've put that on another line. And then our time word says then. Submerge with our imperative verb. Submerge 1,000 meters below the surface. Because we're in a submarine, so I think we need to go down next, don't we? What else could we create? So here we go, our time word again, later. Oh, glide. I like that imperative verb. Glide slowly over the colourful flowing coral. And here I have added in the extra challenge. So I have added in an adverb. I've said slowly. And in a minute, I'll go through these adverbs with you in more detail. But yes, I've added in the adverb there. So we've got time word, later, imperative verb, glide, and adverb, slowly, over the, on our noun phrase, colourful flowing coral. And I think I've done one more. After, swim carefully through the stunning rainbow fish. And what I would like you to do is carry on with your instructions and get to Atlantis. But you can magpie any of these ideas that we have done together. But remember, you need to add in your time word at the start, and then you normally put in your imperative verb, and you can also add in your noun phrases from your map if you would like to. And make sure that you've got all of those things that we had on our success criteria. Okay, so let's look at the range of challenges that we have today. So we're writing our instructions to Atlantis, and I think it's really important, like I said before, if you use your map to help you, as it will remind you of the different steps that you have taken in your map. So use your map to help you and write instructions for the route to Atlantis. Make sure you check your instructions against our success criteria with your purple pen. So if you go back to that slide that it says, what do we need in our instructions? It will then show you things like capital letters, punctuation, imperative verbs, clear directions, all of those things, and go through afterwards with your purple pen. And if you have forgotten things like capital letters and full stops, you can add them in or change them with your purple pen. And then the easier challenge is the same as the medium challenge, but ask someone to help you write your instructions if you need to. And then the extra challenge, as I said earlier, is to add some adverbs to your instructions, which we are going to go through now. So if you are happy and you feel that you're ready and you don't want to do the extra challenge, then you can pause the video now and go and create your instructions. And you can go back to any of the slides that I have shared with you, or you can magpie ideas from my instructions. But if you feel that you are up to the extra challenge, then come with me now and we are going to have a look at some adverbs. Okay, so here are some adverbs. And what are adverbs, I hear you saying? They are words that change verbs. So where you have written your imperative verbs, such as swim, dive, glide, things like that, you can add in additional words that will change how that imperative verb comes across. So you could say swim gently, so you are gently swimming. Rather than just saying swim, you are telling people exactly how they need to swim. Or you could say cautiously glide past the jiggling jellyfish. So these words are in addition to your imperative verbs, and they will just change how that verb comes across. So if you're up to the extra challenge, then go ahead and add in those adverbs. And remember that I have done an example for you here. And it says, I've done 2 examples actually. Later, glide slowly. So that's our adverb in there. And after, swim carefully. So see how that changes that sentence. And it does actually really direct people, and they know exactly how they need to do things. So see if you can add those adverbs into your instructions. So good luck, year 2, and I am really excited to see your instructions to Atlantis, and hopefully we will be able to get there from your instructions. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you again soon, year 2. Bye.